we have not understood. They had this energy. Energy was like that. When Shiva is dancing with left foot up, he is in the Kanaka Salai. That is the golden temple in Chidambaram, which is the Akasha Lingam. And then he goes to the right side like this. This is in Madurai. It is the silver shrine where he marries goddess Meenakshi. Shiva is constantly dancing. He is not standing. That is why Nataraja is the symbol of quantum physics. So in Switzerland, outside the lab, for all that subatomic particle research, they have a big Nataraja outside the lab. If you do it in India, you will be called a right wing, left wing, blah blah blah. I will not go into politics. You cannot talk about it. At least now we can talk about it. Nataraja is giving us that. And what does Nataraja do? He has 5 aspects. That is why here again today I have version of the Panchamukha Shiva. There are the 5 faces. Shajjo, Jatadi, Panchavatsala, it is said. That is where the Nada comes from. Yogacharya Swami, our South Indian composer, he says, Nada Tanumanisam Shankaram Nada Tanumanisam Shankaram. In that he says, Sajjo Jatadi Panchavatsala Sarigama Padani Swasata Swara. Those notes from the 5 faces of Shiva. Very beautiful concept. Shajjo Jata. You have Tatpurusha, you have Vamadeva, you have Ishana, Agora. All the 5 faces of Shiva. If you haven't seen in your mandir, please go and see and understand that. I really was happy, Prashant. Thank you. Be blessed always. Jeet Raho. Vijayi Bhava. Because you gave us that darshan before we came here. It is built in the culture. That Nataraja, that symbol of vibration is beyond comprehension. That is why many people say, oh, the sound of God is Om. Not really. God has no sound. God is no sound because God is Nirguna Parabrahma. Nirguna का मतलब है उसका कुछ गुण नहीं है. So then how you can say God looks like that? That is our Saguna. We have Saguna. Because if I say, oh, I'm talking about this, Sir mentioned the psycho-mental and all that, supra-mental aspects. Supra-mental, we go from animal, human, supra-mental to divine consciousness. If I talk about divine consciousness, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if I say, what color is this? White. What color is this? Orange. What is this? Flower. Easy, right? That is why the same Adi Shankara who gives us the teaching that Tadego Vashishta Shiva Kevaloham. Na bhumin na toyam na tejo na bhayu na kamnetriyam na teshan samoha anaikantikatva sushuddhi kasita Tadego Vashishta Shiva Kevaloham. The same one who says we are not any of this. The same one who says everything is mithya, Jagat Vidya, everything is mithya, only Sat is Brahman. Same Adi Shankara gives us Ganesha Pancharatnam. Mudakarata Modakam Sada Vimukti Sadakam. Beautiful teaching. He same Adi Shankara gives Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. He gives the Saundara Lahari. Why? For those who can understand the Parabrahma, there is the Parabrahman. For those who have difficulty, give them the Pancharatna, give them the Saundarya Lahari, give them so that they can start where they are. This is one of the oldest teaching institutions of India, BHU. Malviya ji ne, he was a path maker and he created this institution. The principle of learning is always no one to unknown. Where is the student? Catch them there and take them where they can go. You don't start here, the student will run away. Because they don't understand. No one to unknown. But when we look at this whole creation, the cosmic vibration is beyond understanding. It is nirguna. It is anami. It is akala, arupa. The Ganesha Shirsha, it is so beautifully said. Tvam gunatraya aditaha, tvam dehatraya aditaha, tvam kalatraya aditaha. You are beyond all of this. But if I say beyond it, some log dar jate. You don't know what to do. So, he says saguna. Ekadandam chaturhastam pasham ankushadarinam avayam varadam hastam vibranam moshikadvajam. So that you can identify. Same thing with NADA Yoga. The final aspect of NADA Yoga is only experience. And you cannot describe the experience. Because when you try to describe, you have already corrupted. Corruption ho gaya in description. When you have, last time my dear friend Manish is here, Dr. Vandana is here. Manish was my roommate for 5 years during MBBS. So we have had a good, last time I came here was for the wedding, 2009. Yesterday we went and had nice Golgappa. What is the experience of Golgappa? You know the experience. When you try to describe it, is very difficult. Even Golgappa is difficult to describe. Nirguna Parabrahma, how you describe? Very difficult. So whatever NADA yogis have done, whatever rishis have done, whatever yogis have done, whatever Nath yogis, Siddha yogis have done is trying to give us little bit of, this is the route, you please go. This is the Google map. And Google map they have given. Google map is not the destination. Google map is the guide. You have to go on that Google map to get to the destination. That is the difference. That is why you cannot buy it. Somebody cannot do for you. You have to do the sadhana for yourself. I'm sorry, but yes. Nobody can do. You are feeling sleepy. Can I sleep for you? You are feeling hungry. Can I eat for you? And that is why in our culture, Ada Yoga Anushasana, it has to become part and parcel of every moment of your life. There has to be an Anushasana. It cannot be somebody else will do. So here we are talking of a state which is beyond our comprehension. When we talk of Anahata, the moment you make it, it is not Anahata anymore. The moment you make it, it has become Ahata. And that is why we are only doing Ahata sadhana to experience Anahata. This is something to be understood because today we have become very confused. Often with the Yogacharyas, I will tell you, I am not going to go into detail in that. We are trying to make the, what I call aftertone, without making the tone. When you take a bell, we were hitting the bell, ringing the bell, not hitting, ringing. There's a difference. Once in my school days, I had done my Mridanga Arangetram. Because I learned Mridanga also. And I was performing in my school. I did my Arangetram at the age of 15. So around that time, I would have been about 8th class or something. I went back, so assembly, you play. Okay. So one of my friends at the end, he comes and says, Ananda, beat the drum very nice. I said, beat, no, played. There's a difference. Beat the matlab, you know what it is. There's a difference. There is a difference. When we are talking about this, we have to refine our consciousness. We have to be able to hear. One of the biggest issues we don't hear. Our ears are working, but the mind is not there. That is why the mind has to be focused. Patanjali says, Sarvartha Ekagatayo. Your mind, which is every place, Sarvartha, it is every place, scattered, has to become one-pointed. When it becomes one-pointed, your consciousness will be powerful. Like the laser beam. Laser beam is very powerful because the light is focused.
Focused on one point.
And that is why training the focus is what we are doing through all this sadhana. How to train the mind to focus on one part of the body, be it the chakra system, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, all that okay, or whether it is the Nadi system, understanding the power of the Ida Pingala. In our Tamil literature, we have Abhay, she has talked about a Ganesha chant. So people say, what is a song for Ganesha? No, in that is hidden all the tantric teaching. It will all be hidden. They don't put it outside. It is all hidden. It's called twilight language. You have to know. She talks about Idai Pingalayin Edutha. Idai Ping is the Idai Pingala. Idai Pingalayin Edutha. You have to understand what is the matrika of it. What is the shabda of it? What is the focus of it? And then how it goes through each of the mandala, the three mandala, how it goes. And then how Kundali, Yadate, Puri, Achabai, Vindel, Mande, Velipad, Purite, Mola, Dhavat, Mundel, Kanalai, using the breath as the medium to rise the Kundalini from the Mooladhara and bring it up into the highest abode where that experience of oneness will happen. It is hidden in something called Vinayaka level from Ganapati. People think it's chanted to Ganapati in the morning. No, that tantric teachings, the Nada Yoga teachings will be hidden like that. Now, we have these teachings and many people, what has happened is, I know many people is, they are thinking, okay fine, you lie down, I play some veena, sitar, flute, you will relax and I am giving Nada Yoga. Ajkal it has become very mutated like that. It is a sadhana which has to have lot of proper bhavana. The bhavana is important for sadhana. Without that bhavana, and what is that bhavana? Sharanagati. People say, all you want to do? Someone say, I am. No place, you are still standing. You have to say, over to you. That is why the principle of Sharanagati, Atma Prasadanam Ishvara Paridhana. Without that, it cannot happen. When I am singing, it is not me singing. You will often hear when musicians are playing or singing, especially when they come into that state. In psychology, any psychology students, it is called flow. The flow experience, where you are doing, but you are not there anymore. That is that beautiful experience. That comes with music. With yoga sadhana, pranayama sadhana, mantra sadhana, it will all come. You come into that state, you are doing, but you are not doing. It's a beautiful state. And the person who is singing, they have become Rasika. They are the performer, they are the artist, but they have become the Rasika because they are enjoying what is coming through them. You are invoking that Nad to come into you. That Nad becomes the Bindu, that Bindu becomes the Kala. For that Kala to manifest, that Nad is like there. It has to come together. That coming together is the Bindu. When it is here, it is Sarvartha. Ekagratayo. Again Patanjali. People don't know what Patanjali is saying because they have not looked at that. They are only looking at very superficially. Patanjali has given everything you need. The Yoga Sutra, Patanjali is not from 2500, 3000 years. He is from the future. Patanjali is from the future. He is a time traveler. He has gone back to the past and given us Yoga Sutra. That is today also as useful as it was, and in 2000 years also will be useful. Because it is a timeless teaching. See, when we are talking about this, there is this whole Nad. It is a vibration. It is a Sagara. It is an ocean. The Ananda Sagar. Paramananda Sagar. That is why we say, Shivoham, 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 Soham. Satchit Ananda Swarupa. Our Swarupa is Satchit Ananda. But if I come and ask you, who are you, what will you say? You say your name, right? She'll say her name. If I ask, Murthy Sahab to बहुत wise है, I will not go to you. If you ask somebody, who are you, they will tell their name. Little bit you will say, they'll say their designation. Little more they'll say their salary. Little more they'll say their relationship. I am son, I am husband, I am wife, I am daughter, I am father-in-law, I am grandfather, I am grandson. You go and ask somebody, who are you? That is what happened with Adi Shankara. That is how Dasasloki came. He is Guru, Govinda Pada. Asks him, who are you? He starts off Dasasloki. I'm like, if I were Guru, I'd say, Baba, you go, I will not teach you. If already you know that, what will I teach you? Once I had a student like that. He was, I tell you, he was reincarnated, some great Vidwan had reincarnated in a young boy. They brought to me, I said, Baba, such an amazing talent. Then I advise, there is a person who has worked with such people, you go to them. That is very important. Please understand, when you don't know the answer, to refer to somebody who has the answer. That is called ethics. That is called yama niyama. Not that I will. That nar condenses into the bindu. And then from that bindu, when you contemplate that bindu, what happens? The color will come. The manifestation. The drama of life. Shakespeare says the whole life is just a stage. We are coming onto it, playing our part, and then we are going off the stage. That is the manifest. What is being manifested? In Sankhya, we will call it Prakriti. This is why I am saying Purusha or Ishvara of Yoga and Nad, I am saying actually close to being one. Because it is that which is beyond everything. What is manifest? And that is why what we are doing, we are using the ahata to reach the anahata. It is a tool. And so, how can we train? The first training, because we can talk about what is the first training? Watch the breath. When you watch your breath, you will become aware of the relationship between you and the universe. You are the pinda. The universe is the Anda. That relationship between Anda and Pinda in our South India here, there is Yat Pinde, Tat Brahmande is common. We have the same in Tamil. Andamum, Andathil ullade, Pindam, Pindathil ullade, Andam, Andamum, Pindamum, Ondre, Avindathan Parku Pode. What is in the cosmos is in you, what is in you is in the cosmos. The cosmos and you are one and the same when you sit in deep contemplation. No division. Division is disease. This ease. Oneness is ease. The journey from pathogenesis to sabotogenesis. From disease to ease. From dukkha to sukha. From birth to amrit. The body will die. But the atma, nothing can touch it. That journey will continue. So the connection between us and the universe, what is happening? When we are born, Manish is a pediatrician. So when the child is born, they come and ask him to check it out. When the child is born, what is the most important moment, you know? First breath of life. We call it Apgar. How does the baby look, think, breathe, all that? First breath of life is inhalation, Bhurata. Nobody is born on Rechaka. Everybody is born on Bhurata. And everybody dies on a Rechaka. Exhalation, you die. That first grand inhalation, the last grand exhalation. So the whole of your life, what is your whole life? The first inhalation to the last exhalation. Which means every time you breathe in and breathe out, it is like a small lifetime. Small lifetime. That is why when you breathe in, the cosmos is coming in. When you breathe out, the individual is becoming the cosmos. This is the first point we have to start. Let us try this in a few seconds. You can just sit so that your back, shoulder, neck, head, as the Bhagavad Gita says, to be aligned. So let us just sit, eyes closed a little bit, and let us contemplate on the breathing, okay? We will first breathe out. Because if you don't breathe out, there is no space for God to come in. As long as ahankar is there, Ishwar will say, wherever I go, Baba, you have closed the door. So पहले तो अहंकार को बाहर जाने के लिए तो करना पड़ेगा. अहंकार बाहर जाने के बाद भगवान तो आ सकते. As long as ego is there, nothing can happen. The biggest problem is ego, and that ego will lead to so many problems. We'll talk about that later. Klesha moola karmashaya, adrishta janma vedaniya. When you are sitting like this, we breathe out. Now just breathing in, feeling the air in the lower, middle and upper parts of your lungs filling. And as you breathe out, low, mid, high, breathing out. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Now start to focus on the tip of your nose. As you breathe in, feel the air coming in the nose and coming into the lungs. And as you breathe out, the air coming out of the lungs and going out the nose. Breathing in. Breathing out. As you have a sound, a sibilant sound, a hissing sound being made as you breathe in. As you breathe out, a humming sound. A hissing sound as you breathe in. And a humming sound as you breathe out. Last time, breathing in, hissing sound. Breathing out, a humming sound. What you have just experienced if you did this is the relationship between the most important mantra, which is called Hamsa Soham. That is the mantra that is at the base. Every time you breathe out, you are letting go of the ahankar. It is a hum. That is a humming sound in the back of the throat. And as you breathe in, it is the saha, the cosmos, the divine coming in. The saha is becoming the aham is becoming the sa. The divine is becoming the human is becoming the divine. The anda is becoming the pinda is becoming the anda. The ocean is becoming the drop is becoming the ocean. The Brahman is becoming the jiva is becoming the Brahman. Every breath is reminding you. But we are busy with our mobile phone scrolling.
Today.
We are busy looking around to see what is happening. क्योंकि बोर हो गया. We are looking around to see what happened because we want to know पड़ोसी क्या कर रहा है. पड़ोसी वाला चक्कर तो बहुत बेकार है हमारे देश में. पड़ोसी is पड़ोसी. You are there पड़ोसी. हमें पता है. You are forgotten that.
You are also there.
Just like you are thinking of that, they are thinking of you. So both stop thinking. क्योंकि thinking से कुछ होता है. It always looks better. Their children are more obedient. That wife, that husband, that job, that city, that college, that university, that guide. All my candidate thinks another guide will be better. They don't think, but still, कभी-कभी तो ऐसा है. क्योंकि I tell them one thing. If you show commitment, I will give my life for you. If you don't show commitment, I will take it. I am very clear with my PhD guy. If you show commitment, I will give you my life. If you don't show commitment, I will take it. Till now I haven't taken any life because they show commitment. 8:30 to 9:30, you have to document your yoga practice and send in my WhatsApp group. I should know you have done today. If you are absent, why? You have to explain. See, the thing is, we have forgotten commitment is very
Discipline.
important. What is commitment? Shraddha. It is the glue. That is why Vina Shraddha, nothing can happen. Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, Prajna, Purva, Kankarisha. And then you have to become Tirva Samvega Namasanna. When you are breathing in, what is happening? That Saha. When you are breathing out, the Aham. This is happening 21,600 times per day. 21,600 times per day. Per minute, if you breathe 15, you multiply by 60. 15 into 60 into 24, you will get 21,600 times. This is happening. The universe is telling you, you are God, God is you. You are God, God is you. You are God, God is you. Andam is Pindam, Pindam is Andam. Not listening. Hearing, everybody can hear because ears are there. If your ear doesn't work, you don't hear. That is pathological. Go to ENT department.
Yeah.
That is different.
ENT department.
But we have ears
हो गया.
and we don't hear. That is called
बंद हुआ फिर
listening.
चालू हो गया.
Because listening is an
Oh.
actual process.
कुछ
Listening
हुआ
happens when you focus. Without focus, no listening. Professor for 6 months can tell you everything about your work. At the end of 6 months, you have done nothing because he was talking, you were not listening. Common problem of all guys. And then some students also say the opposite of the guy, it's okay, no problem. And grass is always greener on the other side. Listening is a choice. Listening is a choice. You choose to listen. What do you choose to listen? To nonsense? To noise? Or to music? Where is music? We think music is in the note. We think rhythm is in the beat. Music lies in the space between the note. Remember that. Music lies in the space between the note. That is why in our Indian system, they will be playing, they'll stop. When they stop, you have that experience. It's not just the ba 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 ba. It's not the ba 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 ba. No, it's when that ba ba ma. Good. In that gap, now there the music comes. It's not the note that makes the music; it is the gap between the note that gives you the music. If I just go boom 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 boom, that's not rhythm. It is a gap between the rhythm. Is it boom boom? Or is it boom 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 boom? Or is it boom boom boom? What is the difference? The gap between the
notes.
beats. Rhythm lies in the gap between the beats. Music lies in the gap between the notes. That gap is the anahata. The beat is ahata. The note is ahata. And that is why we have to find that space. And that is why in yoga sadhana, pranayama sadhana, importance was given, yes. Puraka, Rechaka was given, but Kumbhaka was given the maximum importance. Hatha Pradipika doesn't even talk of pranayama, it is only Kumbhaka. Because Kumbhaka is the point where in that gap you are breathing and you are holding. In that you can experience the silence. And that is why Kevala Kumbhaka is where you experience that cosmic Ishvara. So the Kevala Kumbhaka is a glimpse of Kaivalya. And cross connecting a lot of things, don't worry about it. And this is why we say, when Nataraja is dancing, here's the Dhammavu. In that, there's a beautiful song. It's in Tamil, but I'll just sing a little bit and you'll get the idea. Like that will be the sound. That beautiful resonance from which everything arises. The first beat of life. You know, in the maternal womb, the baby is developing, and then there's that one moment where suddenly the heart starts to beat. And then it continues till the last beat. The heart is a Nishkama Karma Yogi. It is continuing to beat from first beat to last beat without, whether you think of it, thank it or not, it is still doing its duty. It is the best karma yogi. I say the karma yogi is the heart. The second karma yogi is HDL cholesterol. Cholesterol, there is good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. LDL, VLDL are very low-minded. Very low-minded. They are very low density. They are very low-minded cholesterol. They don't do the dharma properly. They have to carry the fat. They will drop every place. They will drop every place in the blood and go and say, "Hey, उसका काम है हमारा क्या?" वो करेगा. That is the LDL, VLDL. HDL will take its share. It will also take the other person's share. What they have got also it will take. That's why I say karma yogi cholesterol is HDL cholesterol. Very good. Once you realize like this, you will not forget which is good or bad cholesterol. When you have same thing HRV, heart rate variability, low frequency, high frequency is there. Low frequency is sympathetic. Low frequency is sympathetic because it is always thinking of the smaller picture, so it is always getting stressed. High frequency is thinking of bigger picture, so it is relaxed parasympathetic. If you think like this, you won't. Otherwise, it's very easy to get. We have done so much of research in heart rate variability because when you change the way you breathe, you change the way your heart and lungs are functioning. It is called cardiopulmonary coupling. The way the heart and lungs work together. Because between the heart is lying between the two lungs. When the lungs breathe in, it is compressing the heart. When the lungs breathe out, it is relaxing the heart. There is a relaxation and contraction. Spanda, nishpanda is happening in the physiological also. We think only spanda, nishpanda also. It's happening here also. Because we are the pinda which is one with the anta. So what do? You start to breathe better because nobody thinks about breathing. I'll ask you a question. Since this morning, see, when I made this plan, I didn't know that yesterday started the month of Shravan. And it is the first Monday also and we arrived in Varanasi. What a beautiful, that's a divine plan. Not human. Divine plan, human execution. Since the morning you got up, how many times have you thought about your breathing? Most probably none. Most probably no. Nothing bad about this, okay? This is how we are. Because we have taken breathing for granted. Like we have taken our parents for granted. Like we have taken our life for granted. Next week I'll do that, next month I'll do that. Baba, will you survive tonight? We don't know. But you have taken for granted. In Yaksha Prasna, the Yaksha, which is basically Yama Dharma Raja, he is asking Yudhishthira, what is the most astonishing thing? And Yudhishthira says, man sees death every place but thinks he will not die. This is, we don't know. We have no guarantee. We have taken it for granted. It will happen. Only time people will think about breathing is when they have asthma. Because they cannot breathe, they are thinking about breathing. This is negative awareness, not positive awareness. This is negative awareness. Pathology is negative awareness. When you have pain in your knee, you will know your knee a lot. And you will do one japa. Pain, 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 pain. Pain will become more. Because आपने जपा किया. Pain, 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 pain. That's why I say stop saying pain. Start saying healing. 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 May the healing energies go in my knee. Then you are sending positive energies. Yeah. Prana is being sent because yato mana tata prana. Where the mind goes, the prana will flow. When you think about it, you go pain, 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 pain. The prana is making the pain more. And then no painkiller will help you. What do you do? May that golden healing prana flow into that part of my body. If I have a part of my body that's not working, let the prana shakti go there as I breathe. We don't think about the breathing. And that is why the yogis will do things that normal people don't do. That's why Krishna says, yogi is always thinking upside down. They are always doing Shirsasana and Viparita Karani. What does it say in Viparita Karani? The sun goes up and the moon comes down. क्या मतलब है सर? Sun goes up, moon comes down. Yeah, sun is up. Where is the moon? Down? No, sun, moon. Normally, moon is the brain, lunar brain is always above, sun is always below the solar plexus. When you do Shirsasana, Vipavitakkarani, upside down, suddenly the solar energy is going up, the lunar energy is coming down. You have changed the flow of the energy in your whole system. That is why they stood upside down. And that is why Krishna says, Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutanam Tasyam Jagrati Samyami Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Pashyato Muni. The Muni is one who keeps quiet. Because he knows nobody will understand. That is why Patanjali kept very quiet. Only 196 verses he did. He could have written 196 books, bestseller books. He doesn't know how to survive. In Tamil we say, Manisha. They don't know how to survive. You make 196 books, you have put it in 196 verses. Again, a very big mistake. People say Yoga Sutra. Sutra means a short verse. They say short verse. Have you even chanted the Yoga Sutra? You say all the short verses. Yes. You say, okay, one verse I'll tell you. Vitarka Himsadaya Krita Kavita Anumod.